tuning in my video series, Indicted and Facing Prison, Now What? My name is Marc Blatstein. In 2006, I too was indicted and convicted of a felony and lost my medical license. To call this a life-altering experience at the time was at best an understatement. So I know everything that all of you are going through. With work, I was able to get my license reinstated in full back in 2010. And from that, I have a takeaway or my life lesson, and that is prison's temporary and you're eventually going to go home. And so the next is going to seem somewhat ahead of time, if you will. But before you go into your pre-sentence interview, you're going to need to have a well-written personal narrative, which is your story, your autobiography, your life. Because right now, your autobiography or story of who you are has already been released to the world from the Department of Justice, and they're not asking for a thank you. It's called your indictment. Next, you're going to need a release plan. And it seems premature, but it's something to begin thinking about, and all this information I have available for free on my website. But your judge is going to want to know at some point, do you have anything to say? Do you want to talk to the judge? What are you going to do to not come back to their courtroom? My goal in this series is to provide you with all the information you're going to need to help you navigate and survive these times, because knowledge together with preparation is going to help you build back the confidence you need to get through this. Since you've already heard the Department of Justice and the feds have been asking questions, it's reasonable to consider that the case against you is mostly complete, as they have a 98% conviction rate. Delaying to take the next step is truly at your own peril. And the next step is you need to find a legal defense team or an attorney who practices federal criminal defense in federal court. That's important because the nuances of the process of federal court differ greatly than for state court. And hiring a legal team just doesn't mean that they have experience, but they need to have a proven track record of successfully defending cases like yours. Plus, you need to feel comfortable with it. Needs to be a good fit for you between the legal team or your attorneys and yourself, because the choices that you're going to make today and right away are going to help you are going to help you tomorrow and impact your outcome. Should you have questions, please do not hesitate to call and consider engaging my services at 240-888-7778, as this is your life and your future. I've been down the path, and I'm hoping to soften the blow for you. Preparation. With a detailed plan to follow before you enter prison, you're going to have a general idea of what to expect. And this is important because for your psyche, because on day one, nobody wants a surprise, and things do not usually go according to plan. Everyone handles this sort of confrontation or conflict differently. But what you don't want to be prepared for, or what you want to be prepared for, and I wasn't, is that when I went into a satellite camp, the court's paperwork wasn't there. They wanted to stick me in isolation or the SHU for up to a month. And that made me batty. And so, there are certain things you need to know. And one is that they may put you in isolation. They may have your paperwork if you're going to a satellite camp, but should you have pre-ordered, through family, friends, relatives, a scheduled list of books on things that can teach you something, be it philosophy, history, science, the stars, astronomy, painting, they may start coming day two. So you're not left in this isolation cell staring at the walls thinking the worst. Expectations. If you have always been your own boss, this is a hard adjustment. At least it was for me, because you're not in control anymore. Nobody really cares from the start. It's prison. You don't just make friends with the first person that comes up to you. Try and develop this naturally. And at the same time, all of the correction staff, they're human too, and this is a job. And so they see possibly every person coming in could be, a potential problem. I don't know that they're thinking everyone is nice. I'm sure there are nice officers and staff, but it would be counterproductive for me to tell you everyone in there has your benefit at heart. What I try and do is prepare you step by step for the do's and don'ts of what you should and should not do, and provide a routine plan for you to follow that may earn you an earlier release date. And it's not just taking the first step out classes or programs. To engage my services or have your questions or concerns answered, call me today at 240-888-7778. This is my cell and personal phone, as I answer and respond to all calls. If I don't pick up, please leave a brief message. You can also get additional information for free on my website at pprsus.com, which is P as in Paul, P as in Paul, R as in Robert, S as in Sam, US.com, otherwise known as Physician Pre-Sentence Report Service. I am grateful for you tuning in today. I hope you found this helpful, and have a good day.